thought I'd make a short film today about mental health and mental health promotion. This is obviously always important, but I think at the moment when we're in the middle of a pandemic and in the UK we've just gone into our third lockdown, it's really difficult for people. It's difficult for everyone. I've had a couple of really wobbly days the last week or so, and I feel that I have a huge store cupboard toolbox of things to draw on when I am struggling emotionally, mentally, feeling overwhelmed, feeling quite low, finding it hard to get up in the morning, finding it hard to get going. Whatever that feeling, that symptom, that behaviour, that experience may be. There isn't an awful lot, to my mind, talked about mental health promotion. There's a lot now talked about the treatment of mental ill health, the treatment and how to deal with anxiety, depression, big mood swings, and more serious mental ill health, bipolar disease, maybe sort of schizophrenia, or different aspects of personality disorder. But there's very little information that's available to people about how to promote their mental health on a day-by-day basis. We know that the mind and the body are inextricably interlinked. So therefore, if you wake up in the morning and you're finding it hard to get out of bed, and you're feeling overwhelmed, you're feeling anxious about a presentation or something you have to do later in that day, that very easily can spiral downwards. We've all had that experience. Whereas if you can find a way to wake in the morning, to perhaps focus on something positive in your life, to express some gratitude for having a roof over your head, a comfortable bed to sleep in, warm water to wash with, and feel a sense of anticipation and excitement about the day ahead, then you're going to feel completely differently moving forward into that day. So just as easily as things can spiral downwards, things can also spiral upwards. At this time, many people are working from home. I've just spent the last 40 minutes trying to access a teaching webinar, and that could very easily, for me, have turned into a downward spiral of frustration and feeling that I just wasted 40 minutes of my day. I've tried to flip that and to use the time now to make a short film about mental health promotion. So that's just an example of one of the things that you can do if you are able to step back and observe what's happening. I think the difficulty, unlike the physical aspects of health, which are very tangible, you know, we can see when things are deteriorating in our physical health, it's actually quite a challenge to notice when things are deteriorating in your mental health. And so I wanted just to spend a minute or so talking about that and sort of flagging up the fact that there will always be behaviour changes when you are under stress. And stress in the long term becomes chronic, and once the stress has become chronic, and if you've been suffering from low-level anxiety and that then becomes chronic, actually it can be quite difficult to even realise that you are anxious or that you are chronically stressed. So just a little bit on behaviour changes. There will almost always, in my experience, be changes in behaviour when your mental health is deteriorating. So your sleep pattern may change. You may be sleeping more, you may be sleeping less, you may be having disturbed or interrupted sleep. You may have difficulty in getting off to sleep. There may well be changes in your appetite for food. You may be hungrier or perceive that you're hungrier, be overeating, be putting on weight, or have difficulty eating, feel quite sick at the thought of food, or feeling that you have to force yourself to eat. There may be other changes in behaviour around alcohol, nicotine, drugs, prescription drugs, non-prescription drugs, and things like gambling and addictive patterns such as using social media or working. So it's really important to notice, to take a step back, to take a few moments, quiet moments in the day, to really observe and notice what's going on. And if you notice that there have been changes, to maybe just check that out with someone who cares about you, someone that you're close to, perhaps someone that you live with, perhaps a good friend that you're in regular contact with, and just say, you know, I'm a bit concerned about this. Have you noticed, or have you noticed any change in how I am, in perhaps in my mood, or in some of those behaviours that I've just mentioned? Over time, those behaviours that we adapt in order to try and cope with the feelings of overwhelm or anxiety, worry, fear, stress, whatever it is, however you may describe it, will work for so long, but then will not work as effectively, and we need to up the ante with those behaviours, which is why we see people trying to manage feelings of overwhelm with, for example, alcohol or nicotine or shopping. So the key to promoting our mental health is observation, taking time each day to really notice and tune in to how we're feeling, how we're thinking, what's going on, whether we have those feelings of calm during the day or whether we're spending the whole day feeling frantic. How able are we to be creative? How able are we to enjoy things when we're not working? How able are we to create space in the day for quiet reflection, for reading, for listening to music, for the things that feed us on a different level, on another level? So those are just some of the thoughts that I've been having this week around mental health promotion, and staying well in these very difficult and challenging times that we're all facing. I'm Vicky Marston. It's been my absolute pleasure to be with you here today. You can look at my website, which is vickymarston.co.uk. You can email me there. You can also check out my Facebook page, which is Self-Development Leicester, where I post most days on all aspects of health and well-being, but particularly focused on mental and emotional health and well-being. So until the next time, have a really good day or night or whenever you're listening to this, and I wish you good health. Go well. Thank you.